History is a story we are told. It is often a story of kings and conquerors, of great battles and grand monuments. But what if I told you there is another story? A story that has been whispered in the quiet moments, passed down from mother to daughter, and lived in the very fabric of our societies. This is the story of women. It is a story of immense power, unwavering resilience, and a deep, abiding strength that has shaped our world in ways we are only just beginning to fully understand. From the very first woman to the leaders of today, this legacy is a beautiful, intricate tapestry woven with threads of courage, wisdom, and love. Think about the world around you. Every institution, every piece of art, every scientific discovery has been touched by the hands and hearts of women. Sometimes their contributions were celebrated. More often, they were overlooked. But their influence has always been there, like a steady river flowing beneath the surface of recorded history. They have been the keepers of culture, the nurturers of families, and the silent architects of progress. Their stories are not just footnotes in the grand narrative of humanity. They are the very ink with which that narrative is written. It is time we bring their stories into the light, for everyone to see and to celebrate. When we look back, we see that the journey of womanhood is a journey of overcoming. It is a testament to the human spirit's ability to rise above challenges, to speak truth to power, and to create change even when the world says it is impossible. Each woman's story is a lesson. It teaches us about leadership, about faith, about compassion, and about the incredible things that can happen when you dare to believe in yourself. These are not just stories about women, for women. They are stories for all of us. They show us what it means to be truly human, to strive for something greater, and to leave the world a little better than we found it. So, let us embark on this journey together. Let us travel through time and across continents to meet the icons who have paved the way. We will start at the dawn of our collective memory, with the mythic figures who gave us our first understanding of what it means to be a woman. We will walk with queens who commanded armies and built empires. We will listen to the scholars who preserved knowledge and the saints who inspired nations. And we will stand with the modern trailblazers who are shaping our present and our future. This is our shared history. This is our shared inheritance. Our journey begins in the realm of myth and spirit, where the very first ideas of womanhood were born. These are the stories that have shaped our cultures and our beliefs for thousands of years. Think of Eve, the first woman in Abrahamic traditions. Her story is often told as one of a fall, but it is also a story of beginnings. It is a story about curiosity, about seeking knowledge, and about the profound consequences of choice. Eve represents the origin of humanity itself, the mother of all living. Her story, in its essence, is about the awesome responsibility and the inherent power that comes with being the first, the one who sets life in motion. Then, there is Maryam, or Mary, a figure revered in both Christianity and Islam. Her story is one of incredible faith and divine purpose. In a world governed by men, she was chosen for a sacred task that would change the course of history. Maryam's journey is a testament to quiet strength, unwavering devotion, and the courage to accept a destiny far greater than herself. She teaches us that faith is not passive. It is an active, powerful force that can make miracles happen. She embodies a grace and resilience that have inspired millions to hold on to their beliefs, even in the face of doubt and uncertainty. From the epic tales of India, we meet Sita. She is the heart of the Ramayana, an icon of devotion, purity, and inner strength. While her story involves a dramatic kidnapping and a heroic rescue, Sita is never just a damsel in distress. She endures her trials with incredible fortitude and unwavering loyalty. Her ordeal in the fire, from which she emerges unscathed, is a powerful symbol of her integrity and resilience. Sita's story speaks to the strength that lies in commitment and the courage it takes to remain true to oneself, no matter the circumstances. She is a beacon of enduring love and moral courage. Finally, let us turn to the East and the figure of Kuan Yin, the Bodhisattva of compassion. Originally a male figure in Buddhism, Kuan Yin evolved into a beloved female deity in China and beyond. She is the one who hears the cries of the world. Her story is one of ultimate empathy and selfless service. Kuan Yin chose to delay her own enlightenment to stay behind and help all living beings find theirs. She represents the boundless compassion and mercy that exists within the universe. Kuan Yin teaches us that the greatest strength is found in gentleness, and the highest calling is to alleviate the suffering of others. As we move from the world of myth into the annals of recorded history, we find women who were not just symbols, but sovereigns. They were queens and pharaohs who wielded immense power and left an indelible mark on their civilizations. One of the most famous is Cleopatra VII of Egypt. She was so much more than the femme fatale of Roman propaganda. Cleopatra was a brilliant and cunning leader, a polyglot who spoke numerous languages, and a shrewd politician who fought fiercely to protect her kingdom's independence from the encroaching power of Rome. She was a master of diplomacy and strategy, using her intellect and charisma to navigate a treacherous political landscape. Long before Cleopatra, another woman ruled Egypt with unparalleled authority, Hatshepsut. In a society where kingship was a male role, she declared herself pharaoh and ruled for over 2 decades of peace and prosperity. She was not a warrior queen, but a builder queen. Her reign was marked by magnificent construction projects, including her stunning mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahri, and the re-establishment of trade routes that brought immense wealth to her kingdom. Hatshepsut had to be strategic, often depicting herself with male attributes, like a false beard in official art, to legitimize her rule. Her story is one of audacious ambition and masterful governance. In the East, the story of Wu Zetian is equally astounding. She began her life in the Tang court of China as a concubine, and rose through the ranks with breathtaking determination to become the one and only female emperor in China's long history. Her path to power was ruthless and complex, but her reign was a period of significant cultural and economic expansion. She was a patron of Buddhism, a reformer of the government, and a leader who promoted officials based on merit rather than aristocratic birth. Wu Zetian shattered every convention of her time, proving that a woman could not only rule, but could rule with an iron will and a visionary mind. These women were not just placeholders for male heirs. They were formidable rulers in their own right. They commanded armies, shaped economies, and influenced culture in ways that still resonate today. They faced down rivals, navigated complex court intrigues, and defied the patriarchal structures that sought to limit them. Their stories remind us that female leadership is not a modern invention. It is a powerful, ancient current that has run through history, often against incredible odds. They were the original ceiling breakers, women who proved that a throne was not defined by gender, but by the strength and wisdom of the person who occupied it. The legacies of these ancient queens are not just tales of power, they are profound lessons in leadership and resilience. Take Cleopatra, for instance. She inherited a kingdom in decline, caught between the ambitions of powerful Roman generals. Instead of surrendering to fate, she used her sharp mind and diplomatic skills as her primary weapons. She formed strategic alliances with Julius Caesar, and later with Mark Antony, not just as a lover, but as an equal partner seeking to secure Egypt's future. Her ultimate failure to save her kingdom does not diminish her brilliance. It highlights the incredible pressure she was under, and the courage with which she fought to the very end for her people and her crown. Hatshepsut's reign, on the other hand, shows us a different kind of power, the power of creation and stability. She understood that a legacy is not only built on the battlefield, but also in the temples and trade routes that enrich a nation. By focusing on economic prosperity and architectural grandeur, she ushered in an era of peace that allowed Egyptian culture to flourish. Her decision to adopt the symbols of male pharaohs was a masterful political move. It was not a denial of her womanhood, but a strategic choice to operate within the existing system of power, bending its rules to fit her revolutionary reign. She taught us that sometimes, the most radical act is to succeed within a system not built for you. Then we have Wu Zetian, whose story is a masterclass in ambition and political maneuvering. Her rise from a low-ranking concubine to the dragon throne was unprecedented, and required a level of intelligence and ruthlessness that few could match. Once in power, she proved to be an effective and transformative ruler. She used a secret police to eliminate her rivals, a controversial tactic, but she also reformed the civil service examination system to allow talented men from lower classes to enter government. This created a more meritocratic and efficient bureaucracy. Wu Zetian's rule challenges us to look at power in all its complexity, showing that a woman could be as strategic and formidable as any male emperor. And in 19th century India, we meet Rani Lakshmibai, the Queen of Jhansi. She became an icon of the Indian Rebellion of 1857. When the British tried to annex her kingdom, she refused to surrender. She was a trained warrior who led her troops into battle, fighting on horseback with her young son strapped to her back. Rani Lakshmibai, embodies the spirit of fierce resistance and love for one's people. She was not just a queen, she was a soldier and a symbol of freedom. Her story of courage in the face of overwhelming colonial power has inspired generations of Indians. She reminds us that leadership is about protecting your people, and courage is about fighting for what is right, no matter the cost. As we move into the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, which, is a period often dominated by the narratives of men, we find extraordinary women who carved out their own spheres of influence. They were saints, scholars, and patrons who shone their light in a world that often tried to keep them in the shadows. One of the most powerful examples is Joan of Arc, a young peasant girl in 15th century France. She believed she was chosen by God to lead her country to victory against the English. At a time when women had no place on the battlefield, she convinced a prince, donned armor, and inspired an army. Joan's story is a breathtaking testament to the power of faith and conviction. She was not a trained general, but her unwavering belief in her mission rallied a demoralized French army and turned the tide of the 100 Years' War. Her courage was not just physical, it was spiritual and intellectual. She stood her ground during her trial for heresy, challenging the most learned theologians of her day with simple, powerful truths. Though she was executed, her legacy endured. Joan of Arc became a symbol of French nationalism and a saint, proving that one person's faith, even a young woman's, could indeed move mountains and change the destiny of a nation. Centuries earlier, in 9th century Morocco, another woman was building a legacy of a different kind. Her name was Fatima al-Fihri. Using her inheritance, she founded the Al-Qarawiyyin Mosque and Madrasa in Fez. This institution would grow to become the oldest continuously operating university in the world. In an era where education was a privilege for a select few, Fatima had the vision to create a center for learning that would welcome scholars from all over the world. Her act of philanthropy and foresight created a beacon of knowledge that has shone for over 1,000 years, nurturing generations of thinkers, scientists, and theologians. Then, in the opulent Mughal Empire of the 17th century, we find Nur Jahan. She was the wife of Emperor Jahangir, but she was an empress in her own right. More than a consort, she was the true power behind the throne. Nur Jahan was a brilliant politician, a skilled administrator, and a discerning patron of the arts and architecture. She issued royal edicts, had coins struck in her name, and controlled the empire's vast administration. Her influence was so great that the emperor once joked he had sold his kingdom to her for a cup of wine. Nur Jahan's story shows a woman who mastered the art of power from within the confines of the court, shaping an empire with her intelligence and taste. The dawn of the modern age brought with it new challenges and new opportunities. As the world hurtled towards change, women were at the forefront, breaking into fields that had been closed to them for centuries. They were pioneers in science, politics, and activism, forever changing our understanding of what was possible. No one embodies this spirit more than Marie Curie. A Polish immigrant in Paris, she faced constant sexism and xenophobia in her pursuit of knowledge. But her passion for science was unstoppable. Working in a humble shed, she and her husband Pierre conducted groundbreaking research on radioactivity. Marie Curie's discoveries revolutionized physics and chemistry, and laid the foundation for modern nuclear science and medicine. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, the first person to win it twice, and the only person to win it in 2 different scientific fields. But her legacy is more than just her accolades. It is a story of relentless curiosity and intellectual courage. She handled dangerous radioactive materials with little protection because she was so driven to unlock the secrets of the universe. Marie Curie proved that a woman's mind could not only contribute to science, but could fundamentally change our entire perception of reality. In the political arena, Indira Gandhi rose to become one of the most powerful women in the 20th century. As the first and, to date, only female Prime Minister of India, she governed a vast and complex nation for nearly 2 decades. Her leadership was marked by both great triumphs and deep controversies. She led India to victory in a war that resulted in the creation of Bangladesh, and oversaw the Green Revolution that made India self-sufficient in grain production. She was known for her strong will and her decisive, often authoritarian style of governance, earning her the nickname Iron Lady of India. Indira Gandhi's story is a complex one. It speaks to the immense pressures of leading a developing nation on the world stage. She was a formidable politician who commanded respect and fear in a deeply patriarchal society. Her tenure showed the world that a woman could govern one of the world's largest democracies with an iron fist and a clear vision. While her legacy is debated, her impact is undeniable. She shattered the political glass ceiling in India and demonstrated that a woman could wield ultimate power with as much force and determination as any man, leaving an indelible mark on her country and the world. The momentum of these pioneers carried into the later 20th and 21st centuries, as women continued to break down barriers in every field imaginable. Their stories are not just about personal achievement. They are about opening doors for the millions who would come after them. One of the most powerful voices to emerge in our time is that of Malala Yousafzai. As a young girl in Pakistan, she dared to speak out for her right, and the right of all girls, to an education, defying the Taliban who sought to silence her. For her courage, she was targeted and shot, an act of violence that was meant to end her voice forever. But they failed. Malala survived, and her voice only grew stronger and louder. From a hospital bed to the world stage of the United Nations, she became a global symbol of peaceful protest and the unshakable power of education. At just 17 years old, she became the youngest ever Nobel Peace Prize laureate. Malala's story is a profound lesson in resilience. It shows us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the determination to speak your truth even when you are afraid. She transformed a personal tragedy into a global movement, reminding us all that one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Looking to the stars, we find the inspiring story of Kalpana Chawla. She was the first woman of Indian origin to go to space. Growing up in a small town in India, she dreamed of flying among the stars, a dream that many would have considered impossible. But her determination was boundless. She moved to the United States, earned her PhD in aerospace engineering, and became a NASA astronaut. She flew on the Space Shuttle Columbia in 1997 and again in 2003. Her journey from Karnal, India, to the cosmos was a testament to the power of dreams and hard work. Kalpana Chawla's life was tragically cut short in the Columbia disaster, but her legacy soars on. She became a hero and an inspiration for millions, especially for young girls in India and around the world, who saw in her the proof that their dreams, no matter how distant, were valid and achievable. She represents the spirit of exploration and the courage to venture into the unknown. Kalpana's story teaches us to look up at the night sky not just with wonder, but with ambition, knowing that the journey to the stars begins with a dream on Earth. In our contemporary world, the influence of women has expanded into new and powerful domains, from shaping global conversations to holding the highest offices of power. No one has shaped the modern conversation quite like Oprah Winfrey. She transformed the television talk show from a simple format into a global platform for connection, empathy, and personal growth. For 25 years, she used her show to give a voice to the voiceless, to tackle difficult subjects with compassion, and to inspire millions of people to live their best lives. She built a media empire from the ground up, becoming one of the most influential and successful women in the world. Oprah's story is a powerful example of turning personal struggle into a source of strength and connection. She overcame a childhood of poverty and trauma to build a life of purpose and impact. Her work has always been rooted in the belief that everyone has a story that matters, and that sharing our stories is how we heal ourselves and the world. She has shown that media can be a force for good, a tool for education, and a catalyst for change. Oprah represents the power of empathy, and the incredible influence a single authentic voice can have when it is used to uplift humanity. And in the highest echelons of American politics, we witnessed a historic moment with the election of Kamala Harris as the first female vice president of the United States. Her rise to this office is groundbreaking on multiple levels. She is the first woman, the first African American, and the first South Asian American to hold this position. Her career as a prosecutor, as Attorney General of California, and as a U.S. Senator paved the way for this monumental achievement. Her presence on the world stage sends a powerful message about progress and possibility in a nation still grappling with its history. Kamala Harris's journey to the vice presidency represents the culmination of generations of struggle by women and people of color who fought for their right to a seat at the table. Her story is one of ambition, tenacity, and breaking barriers. When she took the oath of office, she stood on the shoulders of all the women who came before her, the suffragettes, the civil rights activists, the political pioneers who dared to dream of such a day. She embodies a new chapter in leadership, one that reflects a more diverse and inclusive vision for the future, inspiring girls and boys everywhere to see that no ceiling is unbreakable. From the mythic Garden of Eve to the corridors of the White House with Kamala Harris, the journey of womanhood is a breathtaking saga of strength, wisdom, and indomitable spirit. We have walked with queens who built empires and saints who inspired nations. We have stood with scientists who unlocked the secrets of the universe and activists who demanded a more just world. Each story, whether it comes from ancient Egypt, medieval France, or modern-day Pakistan, adds a unique and brilliant thread to the magnificent tapestry of human history. They are all connected. What do we learn from these incredible women? We learn that courage has many faces. It is the quiet faith of Maryam and the fierce battle cry of Rani Lakshmibai. We learn that wisdom can be found in the scholarly halls built by Fatima al-Fihri and in the compassionate heart of Kuan Yin. We see that leadership is not confined to a single style. It is the strategic brilliance of Cleopatra, the visionary rule of Yousafzai, and the moral clarity of Malala. And we understand that resilience is the common thread that binds them all, the ability to rise, to rebuild, to speak out, and to endure. These stories are not relics of the past. They are living lessons for our present and our future. They prove that strength, inspiration, and greatness are not limited by geography, culture, or time. They are universal qualities found in women from every corner of the globe. The struggles they faced are not so different from the challenges women still face today. The fight for equality, for education, for a voice, and for a seat at the table. Their victories are our victories, and their legacy is the foundation upon which we continue to build. So, let us carry these stories in our hearts. Let us tell them to our sons and our daughters. Let us celebrate these icons, not just as figures in a history book, but as mentors whose lives offer us a blueprint for how to live with purpose and courage. The work is not finished. The sun is still rising on the story of women. It is up to each of us to pick up the thread, to add our own chapter to this incredible legacy, and to ensure that the light of these women continues to shine brightly, illuminating the path for generations to come. Their story is our story, and it is far from over.